My name is Birna Dröfn Birgisdóttir, and I'm a creativity expert. And I live in Iceland. When I'm in nature, I feel really successful and really happy, like it's my happy place. I'm a human being experiencing the world, and I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, and yeah. Success in life has been misunderstood, that it's all about money and job titles, but success is also about being in a healthy relationship and having time, you can spend time with your family. Success in life for me is becoming a better version of myself. I feel like creativity is such a powerful tool that I can use to help people feel better. So I'm really passionate about creativity. I feel like it's a superpower, and when people learn how to use it and learn that we are all creative, they can feel better and do better and succeed more because creativity is amazing. So I was born in Reykjavík, and I was born in the same street I live today. And so I lived most of my life in this same street. And yeah, I'm the youngest of 3 siblings, and we were a really close family, and I was really lucky to have a nice family and stable environment. We lived in the same house almost the entire childhood, except we moved across the street. So there was not much happening there. But as I mentioned earlier, life is full of challenges and problems. So when I was 6 years old, my best friend died. So that was a really challenging period in my life. And I believe like there's always a silver lining in everything. And of course it was really difficult, but I believe that is this event affected why I was always so curious about feelings and learning about my personal like internal environment, and it led me, I believe, to be interested in self-development. When I was 14 years old, my parents invited me to go to Canada to study English, and when I was 15 I went again, so it was like my summer family. I lived with a family in Canada to study English, and then I went also to Malta to study English as well. And yeah, my dad really wanted me to be able to speak English because he felt it would give me more opportunities in life. And I had really supportive parents, and they really believed in me, which I appreciated a lot. I'm quite adventurous, even though I have stayed in the same place all the time almost. And when I saw that it was possible to live in Mexico, I decided to go there to try something really different. And yeah, and then I finished my bachelor degree here in Iceland, and then I decided to go and do a master's program, and I finished that one in Australia, so I decided to try something different again, and I lived there for a year. I'm a really curious person, so I like to learn new things, and living on a small island, not small, but with a small nation, I felt that it was a great opportunity to be able to see the world, to live in different places and experience something new. One afternoon, me and my husband and our 10-month-old daughter, we were driving home from a visit from my in-laws, and I'm looking at my 10-month-old daughter when suddenly a drunk driver comes and drives into the door I'm sitting next to, and he like drives more into our car and damages our car more, and then he drives away, and we just follow him, and it's a really uncomfortable scene. And he stops finally, and the police come, and he is drunk. So, but this accident really changed my life, because at first I thought everything was fine. I had a sore neck, and everyone was safe. My daughter was okay, my husband was okay, but I just felt that my neck was sore. But later I realized that because I was sitting like this, and because I was breastfeeding, my body is a lot softer at that time, that my neck injury was my neck injury was a long-term injury. So I had to go to recovery because I was unable to work, because I learned later that there are like large muscles that are not supposed to hold your head up the whole time. They're supposed to be small muscles taking part, but the small muscles, they like withdrew, and the big muscles were holding up my head. And so I was unable to hold up my head for a long period of time. And also because of this neck injury, something blocked, and my pain, I had pain in my arm and numb arm and pain in my whole right side and a lot of headache, and it led to chronic pain. And after 4 years of rehabilitation, my doctor told me, because I was so curious, I really wanted to heal this, and I was always doing some experiments and trying to heal it, and he told me, like, Birna, it's time to come into terms that this is how your body is, this just happened to you, and it's time for you to come into terms with this and adjust your life around this. So you cannot work, and you should get support from the government, and you just have to adjust your life around this. But thankfully I'm stubborn, and I just thought, no, I can fix this, I can heal it. The body is amazing, the body can heal broken bones, which I find fascinating. So it must be able to heal a neck injury. So I kept trying, and finally I'm able to work again and follow my dreams. And what helped me a lot was learning how to reprogram my brain. And so every time I felt chronic pain, I changed the direction of the thought, and I directed it towards gratitude. And I'm really fascinated about the brain. And a fun fact, like if you rearrange the letters in my name, you can spell brain, so Birna can be changed into brain. And I really love the brain. And so the silver lining from the accident was that I learned a lot more about the brain. And I learned that when you are in a car accident or an accident like this, the body starts to protect you. And it thinks it's not safe, and the body is always protecting you. And it gives you the sign of pain just to protect you. And I learned that the more pain I was experiencing, the stronger connection I was creating in my brain. So when I experienced pain, I started to drive a route, and the more I drew it, the stronger it became, and became like a highway. And my goal was to change that highway into a road that was difficult to travel. So every time I was driving the highway towards pain, I redirected the thought towards gratitude and reprogrammed my brain like that. So, and then I was creating a highway towards gratitude, and gratitude is really beneficial for the body and the health and well-being. And I did this to help me become better, and then I combined it with a lot of things. Like I went to see a naprapat, and he helped me a lot. And then I did so many experiments, and I think the combination of them helped me. So it's not one solution, but learning how to reprogram the brain, and also other factors influenced the healing. When we are creating, we create a lot of happy chemicals. So it's really healthy and good for our body to use our creativity, because it can make us feel better. So I hope I can help a lot more people realize this and feel better and do better and grow. Yeah, I'm burning for having positive impact, so that when I'm gone, I made a difference and people's lives are better because of it. And I feel like creativity is such a powerful tool that I can use to help people feel better. So I'm really passionate about creativity. I feel like it's a superpower, and when people learn how to use it and learn that we are all creative, they can feel better and do better and succeed more, because creativity is amazing. Yeah, so creativity has been defined as a thought process that leads to something new and useful. And it can be new and useful for you as a person, or for you in your work, or for your organization, or for your whole society, or for the whole world. So creativity is a really large subject, and what I love to focus on is problem solving within creativity, because creativity is also art creativity, or this, my section is problem solving and innovation and thinking of something new. So yeah, and so creativity is this powerful thing that we can use in life, and it has been said that people's biggest challenge is believing that we should not have challenges and problems in life. But life is just full of problems and full of challenges. But when we have creative mindset, when we believe that we can solve them in a creative way with our thought processes that lead us to something new and useful, it really can empower us. Create an environment that supports creativity, because creativity has been researched for many, many decades, and it's so much knowledge that we can use, and it is so many things that affect our creativity, especially our next manager. So I'm really passionate about how we can also help leaders and managers become better at enhancing and supporting creativity. And yeah, so now I go to different companies and speak at different conferences and share with people how we can reprogram our brain to become more creative. Máli skapandi einstaklinga, en áður en ég segi ykkur frá leyndarmálinu, ætla ég að gefa ykkur vísbendingar. I had a dream within me that I want to become a teacher, but I was too shy to tell people about it because I thought, no, I can never be a teacher because I can't even talk in front of people, so how could I become a teacher? But I believe we all have our path that we are supposed to take, and I believe within me was a teacher, and I really wanted to become this teacher. And I don't know why, but when I was a teenager, I went online and ordered a lot of books about self-development, and there I ordered, for example, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and there I and there I read that we can become different with our thoughts. And I think this pile of books that I ordered, and I really enjoyed reading, I think they helped me realize that I can train myself to become better. And then I saw an opportunity that I could sign up to Dale Carnegie, and they were offering that for university students. So I decided, okay, I'll go to this program. So I went to Dale Carnegie, and there I learned that it just takes practice. And when I finished that, I saw that Isaac was offering university students to join them, and there I took a role that helped me become more confident. And later on I went to JCI, Junior Chamber International, and they were offering speech courses, and I said, okay, I'm going to join that one. And there I just practiced speaking in front of people, and the teacher encouraged us to speak at engagements that we had the opportunity to speak at. And then later on, my friend, she was getting married, and I thought, okay, now I'm going to speak. And so I'm like really, really nervous, but I spoke and gave a speech. And yeah, so I just took step after step, and because I'm so curious, I just started to learn more about how I can reprogram my brain, and I learned that the feeling of being anxious and nervous or stressed about an event is the same in the body as being excited. So instead of being nervous or stressed, I'm really excited. So I just told my brain, whoa, I'm so excited about speaking at this event. and yeah, so I just kept practicing, and then I was offered to speak at an event for organizational leaders, people working in organizations in Iceland, and I said, yes, okay, I'm going to speak there. And so there I started to speak in front of employees and people from the corporate world, and so I just took on another project like this, and then yeah, it's easy for me to stay on big stages and speak in front of several hundred people today. And I recently did a TEDx talk, which was a win for me. So yeah, so going from the shy girl to a TEDx talk because I practiced and I dared to make mistakes and I dared to take the steps and I was curious how to become better. I'm mostly working with organizations, so HR departments often hire me to come and give a talk or train their people. And also I've been teaching this at universities. So yeah, there are different ways on how I share this and help people become more creative. I've mostly been teaching people how we can reprogram our brains to become more creative. So the best way to become more creative is to come up with many ideas. And it has been researched that we can use different exercises and different ways to stimulate our thought processes. And I help people learn about the exercises and how we can stimulate this thought process so we become more creative. So it's similar as a trainer could tell you, like, you can do those exercises to become stronger. And I come and tell people, like, you can do those exercises to train your brain to become more creative. I learned it from neuroscientists. So I signed up for courses and I read books and I read articles online and I listened to podcasts and so I was learning a lot from neuroscientists and how to reprogram our brain. And yeah, so it's not a method that I created, but I learned it from people that had tried it and it's based on science. Yeah, I started to go deep into creativity when I started to research it for my PhD studies. And why I started researching it for my PhD studies is because I think that was just accidents that led me towards that. My supervisor, she is researching innovation, and creativity is what we need for innovation. And because of her, I believe I'm researching creativity, because she was in this field. I love that the brain has like a personal secretary. I like to call it like that. So we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as our brains believe is best for us to see it. And you might, for example, be playing the game Yellow Car. Then you get a point if you spot a yellow car. And suddenly you feel like there are a lot more yellow cars in traffic. And this is our personal assistant. It realizes that seeing yellow cars is important to us, so it helps us see yellow cars. And I believe, because I believed that I could heal, that my personal assistant was searching for solutions for me. So my personal assistant was open to options, and that is the reason why I saw that. Because our brains, it wants to be correct, it wants to be correct, and when we believe something is true, we most likely are right. So our brains keeps helping us see how we are right with our beliefs. So yeah, I think that is why I saw it, and that is why I decided, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try it out. And I tried so many different things, and that is because I just believed that I could fix it, and I just kept trying and kept having open mind towards solutions. And I especially like it that creativity and nature are so well connected, because when we are in nature, our brain is calmer and it helps us become more creative. And I especially recommend going on nature walks when you have a challenge or problem in your life. Then you go on a walk and just calm your mind, and you don't even have to think about the problem or challenge you're focusing on. But if you have thought about it earlier, and your personal secretary knows that this is a challenge you want to solve, and then you go into the forest or just out for a walk, it can really help your brain find the solution in the background, kind of. So it helps you find this aha moment later on. So nature and creativity, they're really connected, and I feel really happy in nature. I sometimes feel like I'm exploding, I'm so happy. So nature is really my happy place. So nature can enhance our creativity, and it's really good for our brain to be in nature, because it helps us calm the nervous system, and then we become more creative. And also nature has inspired so many ideas, and I love it that nature, like almost like there's so few things that are the same. Like you see a snowflake and it's a unique snowflake, and it just, to me, it represents that there are endless ideas. We just have to open up and welcome them, and also we can become inspired by nature if we go deep and learn about a plant or an animal or something. It can inspire us to create something different. So nature has inspired so many solutions that are in our environment today. So nature is just really amazing and powerful.